Welcome back, everybody. The History Guy here. This is episode 2 and my first time playing a campaign here on Total War Attila. This is the Medieval Kingdoms 1212 AD mod. I am the nation of England, and if you did not see episode 1, there's a link in the description that will take you back to see that. Expect some bumps along the road. I am not only not familiar with playing through the campaign on this mod, I'm not really all that familiar with Total War Attila at all. I've played previous Total War games, and I'm using that experience to have somewhat of an idea of what's going on. But obviously, there are a lot of things that are different about this one. I appreciate all the great comments on the first video, and I look forward to having that continue. So your suggestions, your ideas, your tips, your strategies, your observations about what I do right, what I do wrong, are all very much welcome. That's how I learn, it's how I grow, and hopefully maybe everybody else who's watching can learn something from you as well. So, Prince Llewellyn of Wales has been killed in battle. We have defeated him, and now it's just a matter of kind of cleaning things up here and finishing off the nation of Wales. We haven't yet taken Carnarvon itself, it appears. I thought we had, but not entirely sure what's going on here. Now that's right, at the end of the last episode, I actually subdued them. I made them a vassal. So they're going to keep their territory, but they're now a vassal of mine. I'm not entirely sure why I did that. I wanted to conquer it for myself, but we'll go ahead and call that a victory. And we're going to go ahead and start moving our armies back home and allow them to kind of reform, get put back together, and I'm expecting that we'll have a new king fairly soon, assuming that our king dies historically, King John. This is the year that he died, so I would expect that's going to be happening. We've got 7,000 in the treasury right now. I did start working on building up the fortress in York, the stronghold. It's not quite done yet, I don't believe, but let's go ahead and take a look at our faction. Here's King John, 49 years old. His wife Isabella. We've got our son Richard, who's 9. Our son and heir, actually that's Henry. Our son and heir is Richard, who's 7, and then a daughter Joan, who's 6. So that's kind of where things stand. We are going to start filling some of these offices, I think. It looks like Eustace, he's a general. I'm trying to decide who might be best for these different positions. But let's go ahead and just look at a summary of our kingdom. We have 2% Jews, 1% Catholic Christianity, and there's all our various traits that we have going for us right now. We have 2 out of the 4 armies we can command. No fleets, no priests, no spies, no champions, and we do have 4 governors. So that said, we've got a tributary state established, the Principality of Wales, and you can see we haven't encountered all that much of the world just yet. So that said, we'll go ahead and continue on. We've got one more turn until our technology is researched. We're not going to issue any edicts at the moment. All right, we've completed the technology city charters, and we've got a few different options moving forward here. Gothic architecture, here craftsmen's guilds. That would be huge financially. I think we'll go out that route, and then we'll start focusing on some military technology. We've got some serious unhappiness going on up here in York, and I'm not entirely sure how we go about correcting that, but we're going to figure that out. So over here it says it's changing by -3 per turn, and the contributing factor, the most significant one, is taxes. So if we want to do anything about this, we're going to have to drop the taxes, and that's not something I'm real thrilled about doing. And I don't know if we can change individual taxes. I know in past games you could do that, but I'm not so sure that's the case here. That's our garrison. It looks like it's back up to full strength. So I guess we've just got to change the overall taxes in order to be able to do this. Let's look at our decision now. We don't have nothing there. All right, dropping the taxes. I guess we got to drag it over, huh? So that is going to drop our income to 12 next turn. London's got a -77. Are you kidding me? Well, maybe... Did King John die yet? Because maybe if King John dies, that'll solve our problem. Because That's insane. How in the world are we going to correct that? Change per turn minus 14. Oh, food. Okay. Well, that we can deal with. Fairground's not going to do it. Catholic Church. What do we have here? Going up to a large city. That's not going to solve our food problems. We may have to do something about the size of the army to do this. How about fishing dock upgrade? Alright, that'll give us a bonus to food. I don't know, does food vary from one part of the kingdom to another, or is it kind of an overall number, I guess, is the question. Right now we've got minus 60 food because of buildings. So a number of countries have been declaring war on the Holy Roman Empire, and I've been entering the wars on the side of the alliance just to keep the alliance, even though I really don't intend on joining the war. I don't know what effect that'll have on my country as far as the war is actually hurting me in any way if I'm not sending troops, but I suppose that's a possibility. His Holiness requests that you build a monument to the Lord in these lands so that the pious may worship. Construct a building of the following chain. Religion turns remaining 3. Power is acceptable. Political obstruction. When one is climbing the greasy pole, there is but one rule. Hunt or be hunted. Your candidate has been blocked from office by your opponents. I tried to appoint him to Castellan office, and it's being blocked. No one can ignore the will of his warlord. We're losing 8 now. I issued a decree in London to try and deal somewhat. I empowered the local ruler to try to deal somewhat with the unhappiness, but it's not having a huge effect. We're still at minus 60 on food, so we've got to deal with the food somehow. I'm trying to figure out options for how to do that. Who is this here? The Kingdom of Norway has landed, and looks like they're raiding us, so we're gonna have to go deal with that. I don't know how big this army is, but we're gonna send... What? Well, we're kind of already at war. You landed in my country, man. So, yeah, it's gonna happen. Don't land in my country and expect not to be fought. Alright, so we've got 878 enemy forces against 994 of mine, so pretty even. I haven't fully kind of rebuilt this army yet. I guess we're just going to have to fight this out and see what happens. Alright, we're fighting in the rain. Let's do this. Can't see particularly far. This is going to be an interesting fight. We're on the side of a hill. I'm trying to remember how to do the... change the angle here on the view. I guess I don't know exactly how to do that, but I'll figure it out. In the meantime, let's get a look at our forces, how we're kind of arrayed at the moment. We've got the archers out front. I'm not sure how much they're going to do in this particular area. We might move them over a little bit. Hopefully he'll come at me in this open field here. We'll be able to get at him with the archers. Okay, here we go. I've got all my melee up front. I've got my 2 units of archers behind them, and I don't have a lot of cavalry to speak of. I've got 32 knights here, and then of course my king's bodyguard, which I would prefer not to use if at all possible.
Let us offer thanks to the Lord. Make our people proud.
Love the little battle speech ahead of time here. Playing around with the controls. This is just gorgeous. Where are they? Haven't seen them yet. I don't really plan on moving forward. I'm going to let them come to me, if at all possible. Alright, we finally spotted the enemy. He's right on the other side of these trees. I had to advance quite a ways to actually figure out where he was. I feel like the archers are going to be pretty much worthless inside these trees, so we need to advance on him as best I can. I don't know what else is back there, so I've got to be careful. Oh, we're also going on faster speed here.
The enemy is attacking our general.
whole army forward. He's got to have more than archers. That's all I can see at the moment. Oh, there we go. I don't think we really want the general's bodyguard to be in this position just yet. I don't know what we're waiting on here, guys. Is that his general's bodyguard? It is. I guess we gotta send ours in. Protect these archers. How many men's he got? He's got 16 men. We can take them. Yeah, you better run. Oh, we killed the enemy general already. Very nice, very nice. In that case, forget them. Come back.
Men have given up and are running for their lives.
I've been chasing the archers all over the place. They just keep on running, so I have to bring my swordmen back. It's really hard to manage an army in these woods like this when I'm not familiar enough with the game. Come on, boys. We're gonna hit these bowmen from multiple sides. And they surrender. Oh, they just broke like nothing. That was great. Now I've got 4 units of infantry. We're gonna send them after those bowmen. We gotta see what else is going on up here though. Oh, these trees. Really interesting. Alright, our general's bodyguard against theirs. We took them out. I think he might have another unit or 2 over here. Now, it looks like it's just pretty much the archers otherwise. Everybody after the bowmen. Sergeants haven't lost a man yet. Run, boys. Pretty soon we're going to push them out of these woods. We'll get a better sense of what's happening here. Nice. Here come the English knights running down the Norwegian bowmen in open field. Oh, I love it. This is going to be beautiful. Gotta love having the heavy shot cavalry, even if they're only at half strength. They can still take care of 120 Norwegian bowmen. Let's take a look at the other ones. He was not really well equipped for this fight. I feel like he's got to have more men somewhere. Or it's just that he had that many bowmen, because the numbers were actually fairly even. Alright, these guys are getting into my flanks. I gotta go deal with them. Let's keep one of these units over here on them.
Men are broken and running for their lives. We await your command.
81 sergeants charging into 120 Orkney Islanders. Still trying to figure out the best way to get this camera working. There we go. We'll send our billmen in there too. Actually, what we want to do is we want to wonder if it's possible to get them up here and around.
The upper hand.
I guess not. Alright, looks like these are the only men left at the moment. For glory! Send in the knights. There it is. All right. So let's take a look at the results of that battle. We lost 279 men out of a force of nearly 1,000. We inflicted 463 casualties. 415 men remaining. Just imagine if I had my full force. I was kind of, just a little bit on the weak side there because they were still suffering from my previous battle. So we got to get that force built back up again. But the just conquerors have been defeated. Looks like we're going to go right into choosing what to do. Kill the captives. Take on warriors. We'll get 5% back. Release and ransom captives. We're going to take on the warriors. You better run. I should probably hit him again. See if we can just wipe out that army altogether.
Wipe them out.
We have to go around to do that, apparently. Get out of my territory. We're just going to go ahead and auto-resolve this one because it's so one-sided as it is. Balanced stance. Beautiful. Lost 52, took out the entire army.
Ready for orders.
That's what happens when Vikings raid our shores. That's right.
Ready for battle.
A little late for being Vikings, but hey, the point is made. All right, we'll send this army up to York. Hopefully get them replenished. We've got 7,000 in gold, but there's a lot that I need to get done here, so I'm still trying to work on dealing with the food situation. We'll get fishing docks done before too long. Bristol's very happy. It's London and York, these cities where I've based the armies. No, I guess the one army was in Nottingham, so we're going to have to get this dealt with. I don't know if maybe we can convert the library or something like that to something more conducive to food. It doesn't appear I can. Well, apparently I'm still having children. John is alive and well. William and Ella have also had a child named Gerald. The Mongol Empire is arising in the east. Current public order is getting really bad in London. We've got to figure this out. I just don't know what my options really are at the moment. So let's take a look at our generals for a minute. We've got our General William here, and he's got points, skill points to spend. We could get politician, which is going to give him influence, authority, cunning. But I got to look down the road to see what else is available. Recruitment cost, bonus, campaign movement range bonus. Commander seems to be the way we want to go with that first skill point. We do have a second one available to us. We've got records tab. So you can go on the records tab here. This is pretty cool. Each individual person, each character has kind of a history. You can see how many battles they've won. You can see kind of their ratings. You can see the history of our nation and of our campaign. You can look at all of the different things that you want. You can sort what years you want to look at. There's just endless possibilities as far as information goes. Here's stats. We're in turn 8, the number of settlements held, the factions we've encountered, the ones that we've destroyed, the vassals established, the income, etc., etc., etc. So a lot of great information available. All right, so moving the army back into the capital, into London, is going to start turning things around in terms of the order, the public order situation. So it's going to go up by 13, it looks like. That'll definitely help things out. We've got some diplomacy going on here from the County of Toulouse. They are offering me 900 gold in return for a non-aggression pact, which I will gladly accept. Anytime someone wants to bribe me to not go to war with them and they're distant from me, I'm cool with that. So Oliver, a priest of the Kingdom of Norway, has come to York and tried to encourage dissent. He has been unsuccessful in that. A worthy bride, one of my subjects, has recently become infatuated and wishes to marry his intended. Shall their union be allowed to continue? I don't think I'm going to intervene and lose influence here. We're going to allow Eustace and Blanche to wed. Eustace is one of my generals, so let's allow that to happen. We can see the bad news in London starting to get a little better now, though we haven't solved the food problem. We're going to eventually have to deal with that. If we can get growth to the point where we're a little bigger and we can add a new building, we'll definitely add some fields. We'll add something to help with the food situation. In the meantime, we've signed some more non-aggression pacts. We're 2 turns away from getting our next technology, which is going to enable some new buildings. And then we're going to focus on the military. We are building up our army, and it does look like there's that enemy priest right there. I wonder if we could hunt him down with our army. It doesn't appear that's really a thing. Let's see if we can go ahead and deal with the war. Now that I've driven that army from my shores, there's probably not a lot of reason to continue to go. Oh, Norway has taken large parts of Scotland, haven't they? So let's see if we can make peace with them. They're only 49th in strength, so maybe we march north, huh? Can we do that? Is Norway actually taking control of Scotland? Is that what's happened here? No. They're taking, I think they control land further up here to the north. Yeah, we'll see if we can make peace with them.
Speak.
Let's take a look.
The people will consider what I hear.
So we are at war, and it doesn't look like it's going to allow anything else to happen. Peace treaty. Let's see if it'll happen. High success rate. Awesome. Peace with Norway. So that war's over. Good news for all until he lands somebody else on my shores and we have to go to war again. Lots of money right now, filling my coffers. We're saving that, though, because I'm looking for options as far as upgrades go. We can go to a large city. Let's do that. So 6 turns to get London to a large city.
Your lands.
King Alexander of Scotland wants military access. I don't think that is really in my best interest, so we're going to say no to that. In fact, at some point, we're going to go after the Scots and try to consolidate, but I've got to kind of deal with my own house right now, so to speak. Get everything in order, get everything sorted, get my armies built back up, and then we'll worry about marching on Scotland. Our venerable subject, William, is no more. But King John lives on 5 years past his original expiration date. So we lost our shield bearer, William. We've completed construction of the fishing docks in Colchester, so that's some good news. But it doesn't help the situation in London. but it's continuing to go in the right direction. Let's take a look elsewhere. We've got the army in York, so York's happy once again. Nottingham is happy. I think everybody's happy. Carnarvon's happy, even though that's a vassal, not really part of my realm directly. We have public order on the positive side in all of our current territories. So now we're just going to kind of continue to sit tight. Let's look at the army. This army is almost fully replenished. That's our main force. We've also got our army up here in York that's also almost fully replenished. So how about diplomacy? Are there other trade pacts that we could make, perhaps? Let's go ahead and go into
welcome, my friend.
some possibilities
I will give ear
here.
to you and give tongue to the people's words.
There doesn't appear to be anything right there. So we can look at the different territories here and we can see what the trade forecast would be if we made a trade agreement with them, and we can also see what our attitude is with those various nations. So let's look at the people we're happy with. We can't trade because we can't get a sea route to the Holy Roman Empire. What about the Crown of Aragon? Do we already have one with them? I'm still kind of learning how to read all these things. Here we go. We can look and see. We've got trade with a number of other nations currently, and Aragon is in fact one of them. So we've got to see who we don't have trade treaties with right now. So we can make a trade agreement with Wales, and that'll get us a little bit of income. The more the merrier, though, you know? So let's go ahead and look and see who else there is available right now for us to do that with. I'm just looking to see, and you can see Republic of Pisa. That's 172. I want to look and see where the most profitable trade would be. The Almohad Caliphate seems like a good option. Let's sort these by strength. That's probably the best way to go about seeing who would be best. It looks like they are probably our best option right now. Let's see if we can make that happen.
Before you say anything, know that I have an amulet against the evil eye. Dark sorcery.
Low likelihood of success. We're going to try it anyway. Okay. Nothing happening there, so I guess we got to do it with people that are happy with us, and that is just not one of those people. Republic of Pisa is an option.
Hail! As requested, I give ear to your just...
Awesome. The more the merrier. More money is always good for me. I like it. So France wants to pay me 1,000 gold for military access. I think we'll go ahead and allow that. We're trying to stay on good terms with France. You know what? That reminds me, I haven't been paying much attention to my French territories because I do have some. So we're going to have to go ahead and take a look down there at what's happening. Well, this is interesting. Wales wants to pay me 300 gold to go back to war with the Kingdom of Norway. You know what? Sure, why not? Treachery. Rumor has it this man is plotting to assassinate a member of your family. There is little proof, but if you do not act, the consequences could be dire. What, is he trying to kill my 12-year-old daughter? What is wrong with you, dude? Prepare, ignore. We're going to ignore it. If it happens, it happens. You know what? It's just probably not worth the headache right now. So it looks like we've got a couple of armies loading up here in Scotland. I'm looking to see where the Norwegians are in relation to Wales. It looks like Wales is dealing with it, but I don't see the problem. So let's go ahead and send our army out of York because we need to keep that other army. No. Need to keep that other army in London to keep the peace as best I can.
You have further orders?
But we're going to just stay close in case there's a Norwegian army that appears somewhere. So our Commander William died, so we're going to look for a new commander. We're going to make King John the available general for this. Oliver, that pesky priest, has encouraged dissent in London like I really need that. Oh, it was Eustace who died. All right, so new commander to that army. It's our king. We've got to deal with these pesky Norwegians once and for all. I'm going to have to send somebody out there to deal with them. I don't know if we need to create something. We also need technology. Let's see. Composite lathes. That allows the building of a city fort. Advanced castle architecture. That might be nice to have. Let's deal with that. But in the meantime, not a lot happening. Let's take a look down at our French territories. Bordeaux. So the Just Conquerors is an army down here in Toulouse, the county of Toulouse. But I think we're actually getting along with them at the moment, so nothing to be worried about there. Bordeaux is actually happy. Things are going well. Really not a lot to complain about there. We're getting along with the French, so we shouldn't need to worry about losing it anytime soon. I think everything's good. So we're going to recruit an agent of our own. We're going to recruit Eustace as an agent, and I wonder if we can kind of counter his agent with ours. Is that a thing?
Do you think me a fool?
I guess we'll find out. So this army of mine has hit level 2, rank 2, so we actually have a couple of things we can do here. Traditions, supplies. We're going to go with traditions, I think. Looks like we still have one more militia drilling. Marksman. Yeah, I think that's what we want there. We could also execute deserters. You can see there'll be a mutiny in 5 turns if we do nothing. So I guess that's what we're going to do. We're going to execute some deserters. We can still assign another provincial governor. Our family tree's getting a lot bigger. I guess we'll make Hubert the governor of London. All right, Norway's going to pay me 1,000 to go back to peace. So I got 300 from Wales to go to war and 1,000 from Norway to go to peace. It's good to be powerful. That's all I can say. I think once I've gotten through this campaign and I've gotten some experience, I'm going to take on a minor nation, maybe in Eastern Europe somewhere. I think that would be a fun challenge to grow something small into something big. But I just couldn't see myself doing that until I learned how to play this game a little bit. Okay, so some good news. Population surpluses in Colchester, Nottingham, and Bristol, which should mean then that I can build some new things. So let's start with Nottingham. Undeveloped land. So first of all, we can see that right now we've got enough food. We've got income. So honestly, what are the options here? There's so many to choose from. We've got a blacksmith, fields, city square, Jewish diaspora, muster grounds, town barracks, Catholic chapel, a leprosarium. Is that for lepers? I don't really know. Oh yeah, there we go. Sanitation. So that boosts sanitation. I'm feeling like, boy, I don't think I need anything else to help recruit the army right now. Resource production, 25 manufactured goods, 375 wealth from industry. I think that's the way we'll go. Let's increase our financial situation here. Colchester, same deal. Now they've got a little bit of an issue with public order that we're probably going to need to address. Buildings, taxes. So again, we could build the water mill and get an additional wealth. You know what? I think we'll go ahead and do that. Who was the other one? Bristol. Let's take a look. So it's all kind of my smaller cities right now. Sanitation's +1, food consumption's -30. Oh, that's the effect of the fort. Okay. I think here we'll do something a little different. We'll build some fields just to kind of get ahead on the whole food situation. And honestly, I don't think I'm going to do a whole lot else. It's 1224 AD, and I'm pretty content with where things stand at the moment. The Duchy of Bavaria ceases to exist. That's kind of a big deal. It's not exactly a tiny place. Mercenary contacts. So who took over the Duchy of Bavaria is the question. That would be down here in southern Germany. So Munich's got, it'd probably be the Holy Roman Empire. That would make sense. Who's this? Bohemia. Wittenberg up here is the Duchy of Saxony. Braunschweig, Holy Roman Empire. So Holy Roman Empire is slowly but surely gobbling up more of Germany, it seems. So let's look at Scotland. Scotland is ruled by King Alexander. He's 27 years old. They are 43rd in strength ranking. I'm up to 4 now. They are allies with no one, and I'm the only one it looks like that they've got a trade deal with, and they're currently at war with Norway. So this may be the opportune moment at which to declare war on Scotland. And we could call the counties of Flanders and the Holy Roman Empire to join me in this. Don't think I'm going to need them. So now we send the armies north. And we see if we can become the hammer of the Scots. Subjugate Scotland. I'm going to sit tight with this army in York until the other one gets north. And then we'll kind of follow closely behind, I guess. Let's see what happens. All right. So we're into 1226. I want to send this army up close before we take the main army to march on Edinburgh, because I don't want to have one there without the other. So we'll take the Fists of the Father. We'll go lay siege to Edinburgh. Looks like he's only got 892 men there. We can muster 3,000 in total. So battering ram. Couple of siege towers, and some ladders for some good measure. Continue the siege. Let's keep this army close by the other one. And then we just wait for a chance to take Edinburgh. All right, we've got a population surplus down in Bordeaux. We've got 18,000 in gold right now, so feeling pretty good about all of that. So we can add something here. I feel like maybe now's the time to start recruiting a third army. But maybe we upgrade the port first. Wealth from commerce. No, we need to build our... Let's go to a large city in Bordeaux. All right, let's do that. Speaking of large cities, we should be pretty much done with that upgrade in London. You can see without the army, the... unrest is going to start going back in the other direction. We're actually at a minus 90 on the food now. So we've certainly got to deal with that, but we haven't been able to get that population surplus in London that we have in other places. So we had 319 men lost to attrition, plus another 185 there. That's 500 men. So let's get into Edinburgh. Let's deal with this. Let's finish them off.
None will escape.
So 1,699 plus 985 reinforcing. He's only got 930 men. I think we ought to be able to do this. And we do have available siege equipment. You can see it's predicting I'm going to win a pretty healthy victory, but I want to do this the old-fashioned way. I don't want to just auto-resolve this bad boy. So let's go in and fight the battle for Edinburgh, and then we'll call this an episode at that point. All right, looks like we're going to have some fog, and I don't mind attacking in said fog. Makes the battle look a little more interesting.
It takes time.
So this time, hopefully we'll apply some of the lessons we learned the last time around. Looks like we get to come right at a straight wall. That'll make things a lot easier.
The skirmish mode button
I don't think we need 2 battering rams because we're only going to go at one wall here.
But is set to off by default for all missile units. When in skirmish mode, units avoid getting into melee by keeping their distance from the enemy and attacking with arrows, javelins, or slingshot.
And the more areas we're able to go at it once, the better, I think, here. Not entirely sure why it won't let me go with this 4th one. There we go.
Get that tower moving.
So multiple areas at one time that we're going to be hitting. Let's also go ahead and take our archers up. get them ready, and then I think that's about all we need to do for the time being. The rest can wait. We really don't need this additional battering ram here. I'm not sure how to tell them to let it go. There we go. Drop that siege equipment. Thanks, boys. Appreciate your efforts, but unnecessary at this time. And we're going to bring up our this melee infantry and just have them a little closer and ready to go. The cavalry will ride through the gates when the time comes. Let's see if we can keep this a little more organized the second time around. Man, already lost 19 men. No, that's probably attrition from the weather earlier on in the siege. Don't run over your own men. I'm not sure that's a thing, but just in case. Can we hit these guys from back here? Here we go, boys. As soon as we can get landed up here, we're going to get those archers up on the walls. All right, we've begun trying to batter the walls. Looks like he's got his melee infantry there and waiting. And here we come. Hit them, boys. All right, let's get the archers up on the walls. Oh man, that's a lot of archers firing on these guys. Gonna take some casualties in these lead units. Get these archers up on these walls. How are we doing here, boys? Hey, surprise! Seemed like they were just watching the wall and they weren't even paying attention to the fact that I was sending melee infantry in there on them. Archers are getting up to the walls. How are we doing here? What is this? Oh, this is my other army, isn't it? Okay. Forgot about them completely. Let's bring them in closer. We've broken down his... Yeah, we opened the gates. Okay, perfect. Go hit the archers.
Their gates are ours. The walls are under attack.
Got an old, like a Roman Colosseum thing going on there. That's pretty cool. Longbow men firing on his. Our knights are making their way in. I'm going to send them to go try to run down these archers. Most of my mounted units haven't made it in just yet. Here we go. These longbowmen are starting to waver. We're taking down one melee unit. We've got this big mess here, trying to deal with these spearmen.
Enemy units have rallied and returned to the battle.
There we go. We've got 4 units of Scottish longbowmen that we're dealing with back here. Where are the rest of my mounted troops? They're trying to make their way in. They're just kind of in some clogged areas here.
Trying to take out our general. Defend him.
King John sitting outside along with a good bit of the rest of this army that we're probably not going to need. These knights have taken a beating. Doesn't help being under these towers that are firing on me.
Men are broken and are fleeing. The glory of God. Glory.
This is a tricky spot just because we're under these towers, and I'm not entirely sure how much is to be gained by going after this unit anyway, other than just to keep them from firing on my men. But I really just need to take the capture points. Alright, we've taken everything near the wall now. Now let's go for the win. Just need to break those longbowmen and then get those knights out of there. Can we get up at this guy or what? They're all coming down the same
Our men flee.
avenue of attack.
This is a shameful display.
Now it's a tower. Alright, they're broken. Let's take the objective, boys. Really just this one unit left to defend, it seems. Lord's bodyguard, 33 men left.
Enemy units have returned to the battle.
And we've got everybody and their brother coming at them.
Victory point is about to fall to your men.
Here we go. Edinburgh shall be ours. How many men you got left here?
Enemy
An entire unit has perished. Enemy general is dead,
Enemy general is dead.
and there's victory.
This is your day.
We have taken the city of Edinburgh in Scotland. We lost 347 men assaulting the enemy capital, inflicting 834 casualties. Very, very happy with that. Let me know your thoughts. Use the comment section below. As I said at the top, I am new at this. I will make a lot of mistakes. I will have trouble finding things I should be able to find. I will overlook obvious things, but I'll have fun doing it, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. Thanks for watching.